Recorded. It's from Kat, who's from Bristol Cop Watch. This is Kat's question.
I'm Kat. I'm from Bristol Cop Watch. We're an independent Bristol-based police monitoring group. My question is, the police's own statistics show that black people living in the Bristol area are almost 8 times more likely to be given a fine for breaching coronavirus lockdown than white people. And this echoes the long-term pattern of racial profiling that we've seen in the police use of stop and search powers. I just wondered how you guys would explain this.
Let's just qualify this a little bit more. Last month, nationally, Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary reported a national report on policing saying that you were 4 times more likely to get stopped and searched if you were black or Asian. That went up by 18 times if you were black rather than white. And we did talk about this, Chief Constable, last time you were on, that in between May of 2020 and October of 2020, 2/3 of all stop and searches in Avon and Somerset Police had no further action, but they were 5 times more likely to be black than white. To the point that Kat makes there, are you worried about the disproportionality?
Yeah, I am concerned about it. I understand, I have some insight, and I'm with our Strategic Independent Advisory Group again today. I have some insight into just how concerning matters of disproportionality are to our black, Asian and minority ethnic community. That goes for policing, it goes for health, it goes for education, and there's debates, I heard them on the radio this morning, around structural racism in society. So all of this disproportionality is a big concern, and we're working incredibly hard to try and understand and resolve the way in which we exercise all of our powers. And Sue Mount-Stevens might want to talk about a use of powers panel. But John, some of the things we're doing, I'm the national lead on body-worn video cameras for the police in England and Wales, and we have made it mandatory before, I think, many or possibly any other police forces, that any stop search should be recorded on a body-worn video camera. That footage is available to our use of powers panel that Sue Mount-Stevens oversees. So we seek to understand all of our interactions to learn and improve. And the one last thing I'd say, so on the one hand, we're concerned about this disproportionality. You say, why don't you just stop it? Yesterday, we made a stop search. The subjects happened to actually be white people, where we recovered 2 homemade improvised unlawful firearms. So actually, we think that it's a really important tactic to help keep our communities safe. But we understand how emotionally charged the situation is and how unfair the disproportionality where it exists is perceived to be.
Sue Mount-Stevens, I'll come to you in just a moment, but Chief Constable, I'm well aware of the fact that you were the drive for body-worn cameras, and they have been used to show evidence of past stop and searches that have gone wrong. I don't want to get drawn into those. But you have the evidence. You also have the facts from Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary about what happened between May and October of last year. The report that was published in February of this year continues to maintain that you are more likely to get stopped if you are black than if you are white. 18 times more likely than if you are black than if you are white. So why? Why are we not dealing with the why more quickly?
Well, John, we are dealing with the why. And, you know, you could, at one end of it, one theory is, obviously, the police have got a conscious or unconscious bias and are stopping more black or Asian people. That's one theory. But there are many issues to play here. So for example, why is it that young black people are more drawn into gaining convictions or securing poorer health and education outcomes? And what I'd say is that there's a whole society issue.